Do you know the most famous stutterer in the music world?
I'm the Scatman.
John Paul Larkin was a man in his 50s who turned his speech impediment into international fame. He was a jazz pianist and composer before he found his voice. "I'm a star, not despite my stutter, but because of it. Stuttering was worth it," said John. This success and how he used it to inspire other stutterers earned him the Annie Glenn Award from the National Council on Communicative Disorders in 1996. Born in 1942 in El Monte, California, John was passionate about jazz from childhood when he heard Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong singing in Scat, a technique often used by jazz singers that involves improvising meaningless syllables and words in the middle of a song. John later stated that this technique gave him a way to stutter freely. He struggled to communicate in his childhood due to a debilitating stutter, which led to him being mocked by neighborhood kids. As an adult, looking back, he described his youth as extremely traumatic. John simply tried to live with the problem, found a way to express himself through music, and made a living as a jazz pianist in Los Angeles during the 70s and 80s, even releasing an album in 1986, which was unsuccessful. His lifestyle exacerbated his speech problems, and he became deeply involved with drugs and alcohol. After losing a close friend and with the support of his wife Judy and his social circle, he managed to overcome addiction and substance abuse. In 1990, John moved to Berlin, Germany, where he continued playing jazz and became popular in the hotel circuit, gaining confidence to use his voice as well. He sang chords with up to 4 notes simultaneously, a technique he compared to an ancient Hindu chant. His agent, Manfred Zeringer, seeing the potential, suggested blending his scat sound with house music, a popular electronic music style in Europe at the time. Initially, he was afraid listeners would find out he was a stutterer, even though his recordings were flawless. His wife suggested he just record it and let fate decide. He entered a professional studio at the end of 1994 and exploded with his first creation called Scatman, an electrifying song about how he overcame his stutter. We can say that at 53, John stuttered his way to success.
As a matter of fact, don't let nothing hold you back. If the Scatman can do it, so can you.
Though the song didn't gain much attention initially, its constant radio play landed the single at the top of the charts in at least 14 countries. The accompanying music video became popular on MTV. In less than a year, now as Scatman John, he received 14 gold and 18 platinum records worldwide, setting numerous world records in 1995 and 1996. Suddenly, John turned his biggest insecurity into his greatest source of income. It was an unprecedented success for a middle-aged stuttering artist who sold over 6 million copies worldwide. John included Scatman in his first album titled Scatman's World. He toured Europe and beyond. Despite success in several countries, Japan stood out. His second album, Everybody Jam, became a sensation in the Asian country. Scatman John's popularity was so intense that Scatman dolls were created and sold. He appeared on phone cards, and his face was featured on Coca-Cola cans. John also made exclusive music for Japanese commercials like Sususu Super Kirai and Pre Scat, and even collaborated with the TV show Ultraman.
Sususu Super Kirai. Calling out from Scatland. I'm calling out from Scatman's world.
Unfortunately, he wouldn't enjoy the success for long. In 1998, John was diagnosed with lung cancer. Doctors advised him to slow down, but he went ahead and released his third and final album in June 1999 titled Take Your Time. On December 3rd of that same year, the world bid farewell to Scatman John at the age of 57. Despite enjoying less than 5 years of success, his life was dedicated to music. He chose to be cremated, and his ashes were scattered in the ocean in Malibu. It took years for John to accept and feel comfortable with his stutter. However, once he gained the confidence to use his voice in his music, he proved not only to himself, but to the world, that even the most unlikely people can become pop phenomena.
All over Scandinavia and in Germany, and I've been having...
I used music to hide it.
Scatman John is a true hero to millions, and for his contributions to people with speech issues, he was inducted into the National Stuttering Association Hall of Fame in 2000. His story was documented by the Stuttering Foundation, which quotes him saying, "Stuttering is an interesting thing. I know how absurd it might sound for a stutterer to be told that it's normal to stutter. For me, now it's normal. I don't like stuttering, but it's become acceptable. It kept me in the closet when I was a jazz musician. Stuttering had control over me. I was a victim of it. Today, I'm not. It no longer sabotages my life." If you enjoyed Scatman John's story, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a topic suggestion in the comments. Thank you, and see you in the next video.